Winston Felix here with an Nvidia update. Now, Nvidia held a presentation a couple of hours ago announcing a long list of products, and one really grabbed my attention. And I've been warning on the Nvidia bubble, but I might have been wrong on this. So in this video, as it's about to start raining here in Monaco, I'm going to walk you through the new potentially $1 trillion product they just launched. That might sound a little crazy, a bit like the valuation, and we see what that really comes in at. As well, I'll give you a trading idea of how you could trade this, which would be a little bit safer possibly than just buying the stock. So let me show you here the product announcement that just came out, and then I'll actually play you the full 2-minute clip of a product that I think could actually be worth $1 trillion on its own, which is the entire Nvidia valuation. So pretty staggering stuff.
The $45 trillion global manufacturing industry is comprised of 10 million factories operating 24/7. Enterprises are racing to become software-defined to ensure they can produce high-quality products as quickly and cost-efficiently as possible. Let's see how electronics manufacturer Pegatron uses Nvidia AI and Omniverse to digitalize their factories. In Omniverse, they start by building a digital twin of their factory, unifying disparate 3D and CAD datasets to provide a real-time view of their complex factory data to their planners and suppliers. In the cloud-native digital twin, planners can then optimize layout virtually before deploying changes to the real factory. The digital twin is also used as a training ground and data factory for Pegatron's perception AIs. They use Nvidia Isaac Sim, built on Omniverse, to simulate and optimize their fleet of mobile robots, which help move materials throughout the facility, as well as the pick-and-place robotic arms that assist on production lines. In the fully operational factory, Pegatron deploys automated optical inspection, or AOI points, along their production lines, which reduces cost and increases line throughput. NVIDIA Metropolis enables Pegatron to quickly develop and deploy cloud-native, highly accurate AOI workflows across their production lines. Omniverse Replicator generates synthetic datasets of PCBA defects, which are too complex and costly to capture in the real world, like scratches and missing or misaligned components. Pegatron then combines the synthetic data with NVIDIA pre-trained models, NVIDIA Tau for training, adaptation, and optimization, and NVIDIA DeepStream for real-time inference, resulting in AOI performance that is 99.8% accurate with a 4 times improvement in throughput. With software-defined factories built on NVIDIA AI and Omniverse, manufacturers can super accelerate factory bring-up and minimize change orders, continuously optimize operations, maximize production line throughput, all while reducing costs.
So let's run some napkin maths here. What does it mean to have this product? Well, there are 10 million factories in the world, right? So say Nvidia gets a 3% market share. So that's, and say they make $100 a month from each factory running this completely simulated factory setup on their AI, on their servers, on their software. $100 a month, that's 30 million profits a month. You do that per year, that's 360 million profits a year. You take a 25 times profits valuation, which is high but not like crazy, and you come to a valuation of, wait for it, $9 trillion. Okay, all right, Felix, maybe you get a little bit too excited there. Well, let's say they only have a 1% market share. Let's say they only make $50 a month. Well, you're still going to get to, more than $1 trillion valuation of this one product. Does that mean I'm going to throw all my money at Nvidia and leave everything else on the side? No, definitely not, because it's a risky play. But it's the sort of valuation you usually, and product you usually look at when you look at a growth stock, like a Palantir or something like that, where you think, well, this potentially could really blow up. So here is a big company that's already worth $1 trillion almost, that could potentially blow up and get a heck of a lot bigger. Now, you might be wondering, Felix, why are you making this video? Well, fundamentally, look, I used to be a terrible investor. I really was. And then I was lucky. I became an investment banker, and I learned how the market actually works. And I also learned how most people get screwed by the financial system. So my mission since leaving banking was, how can I teach people how not to get screwed and how not to get too wet while they're standing in the rain. It's sunny and it's raining. You only get that in tax exiles like Monaco. So because of my desire to get people out of dire straits, like I'm actually running a free webinar tomorrow where I'll show you my exact trading strategy, live trading and everything, and you can get a free seat for it. Just go to felixfriends.org/webinar and you can be part of the gang here. Now, with the $9 trillion, I mean, bear in mind, that's sort of like early stage investing. Yeah, they've got some great clients already, like Foxconn and people like that who make all the Apple products. So it's a pretty good proof of pudding, but how big is the pudding going to be? That's really what we need to kind of wait for. So I'd love to know their business model for this. I'd love to know their margins. I'd love to know how they really charge for it. And also bear in mind that the current valuations are already counting on something big like this being in there. But it just shows, I think it is possible that Nvidia could be a software / hardware company and could therefore be potentially, say, a Microsoft or something like that, you know? But there is a but here. There's always a but, isn't there, Winston? Is there a but down here? Yes. So Cathy Woods warns that, what's her word? The chip maker is priced ahead of the curve, trading at 25 times sales. And that's kind of not really a vocabulary I've ever heard from Cathy, that she says something's too expensive for her to buy. I thought she thrived on that. Possibly also she's a little begrudging it because she got out too early. Who knows? But having said that, I'm rather excited about Nvidia and I'm going to follow this closely, but I'm not going to give you the pump and dump here. It's not going to happen. Now, there's a trading idea I also wanted to put out. Like, if you're familiar with options, and if not, again, join me tomorrow for the webinar. You could set up a bull put spread, which is an option strategy, maybe with 315, 330 strike prices. That's not a financial recommendation. That's not advice. So only do this sort of thing either in paper trading or if you really know what you're doing. And that would essentially allow the stock to fall to about $90, about $70, and you'd still make money, or it could go up and you make money, which is pretty good. And how much money would you make? 20 something percent return possibly, and it has an 81% chance of making you money. So I prefer doing those kind of trades than just buying a stock and hoping it's going to go up in the short term. If you're in it for the long run, then that's all good, of course, and you know, just keep long-term holds. But you then kind of want to diversify. And I just looked over my core stock portfolio, and it's down to about 40 tickers or something like that, but it's still pretty diversified. And you know, like my second biggest holding is Philip Morris, you know, the tobacco people, and you wouldn't have thought that was a particularly sexy stock, but it's helped me weather this storm by going up really nicely when everything else was collapsing. So there's always some real benefit in actually being diversified. So that's pretty much it for me. Let me know what you make of Nvidia down in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing as many of you as possible tomorrow in the live webinar as we're walking here on what is now a rainy beach in Monaco. Winston, any final words? Winston says, be careful with allocation sizes. Don't get too carried away. You never know whether we're at the top of the market or the bottom of the market. Isn't that right? That's about right. Right. Thanks. See you on the next one. Learn how to boost your portfolio and your career with the biggest generational shift in like 100 years, AI. Watch this next video. It's the most important one I've ever recorded.